Hello, vinyl community. This is Ed from Ed's Den of Metal. And this is a response video to George's Room of Rock, George G's Room of Rock. He has a contest going for hitting 1,000 subscribers. Congratulations, buddy. You deserve it. And his little thing was to show some albums spelling out 1,000. So, title of an album, artist, something like that. I picked some nice albums here that I'll show here. And then we'll do a couple shout outs there at the end there. And again, congratulations on your 1,000 there. My channel is still fairly new, so I have a long way to go to catch you there. So, but anyway, 1,000. So starting with the O, here is Obsession. This is a record from 1986 on Metal Blade Records. This is an original pressing, Enigma Metal Blade. Something's hidden here. Piece of black tape on that. Seems like there was a story behind that. All right, that was the O. The N. Nightwish. Nightwish came to my attention in the early aughts. They blew me away with their symphonic, melodic power metal. Really liked their stuff. More of their early stuff than anything else. This is a double album with a couple bonus tracks at the end. From Finland, the singer here, their original singer, this actually album is from 2001 or 2002. Excellent power metal, keyboards, operatic vocals from a young female vocalist there. The keyboard player is the brains behind this band. This is his baby. We've seen a couple band members rotate over the years. The guitar player has been consistent throughout. They did switch drummers. They've got the White Sun, Winter Sun drummer in there now after the last guy retired. But I saw him live here in Michigan some years ago. Phenomenal singer. And that actually I saw him with the new singer, with Floor Jansen. So, O-N-E. Evil Dead. This is their 2020 album on Steamhammer Records. The American thrash metal band out of Los Angeles. So, great album. Look at that cover. So, T. Going a little doom metal here. An early original pressing on Metal Blade Records from 1984. Trouble's first album. This later went on to get called, I believe, Psalm 9, but this one here has no additional markings on it. This is kind of an interesting one because back in this day, it's on white vinyl, silver label, original run of that. So. Moving on to the H in 1,000. Hellstar. Heavy power, not really power metal, but just a good old heavy metal, heavy band from Texas. These guys had a run in the mid 80s into the 90s, but they're still around, but it's not the entire band anymore. But just a great heavy metal album. The US cover was pretty lame, so I had to seek out the Roadrunner, the pressing out of Europe, which had a much cooler cover. So, Burning Star from 1984. On the O, coming in with Oz. This is, I believe this came out in 1983 in Sweden. This is the US combat pressing. Trying to get the light off of there. Again, just kind of a unique, little bit different Green Labels band from the early 80s. They had a run, 4 albums in the 80s, and then they had, I think, one around 91. All good stuff. All right, that was You. I picked, let's set the records off to the side because I've got a gatefold here. UDO. This is Udo Dirkschneider's solo band. Steamhammer Records. No, I'm sorry, AFM Records. This one is 2018. 15 tracks. This one came on a pretty cool color, transparent. I'm not a big fan of splatter blends or any of that. I want a plain black record or a solid color. These can be pretty cool. So again, great. You know what you're getting with UDO. Great metal. Look at these guys here. So, all right. What do we got next? S. I picked Germany's Scanner. This is Hypertrace from 1988, originally released on Noise Records in Germany. I don't have an original. Again, here we go to the colored ones. This is a music on vinyl. This one was released in a real small number. I'm looking for the year they put it out. Here's the hype sticker. Limited edition 500. They've never re-released this. I don't think this ever had a black version released. They did 2018. They did 5 or 6 Noise Records ones. They did a couple of Sinner records. I missed those, but I got this one. I've got the Vendetta. I've got number 428 of 500. So would love to find an original someday. It's on the list. What's next? A. Who remembers these guys? Agent Steel. Speed thrash band. This was their 3rd album. Actually second, because the second one was kind of an EP. But their first one, Agents Apocalypse, great thrash album. Speed metal to the hilt. Combat Records, inner sleeve with lyrics, pictures. And then, of course, the old mail order. Pretty cool to look at these old things. Don't you wish you could just start filling out and ordering Who Wants a Black Flag, My War for $7.99? All kinds of good stuff in here. Yeah. Not sure why this was in there, but there was a little quality. I've always just left it in there. Yeah, if you don't know this band, you really should do yourself a favor. Check these guys out. Just phenomenal metal band. The instrumental track on here, The Day at Guyana, goes on 6.5 minutes. You won't be disappointed. So that gets us down to, we got 2 left. We got N in 1000, our second N. And I picked a new band here called Night Demon. You guys might see here that it says Ed Stay Heavy Jarvis. I had an opportunity to see them with They opened for Overkill and King Diamond in Detroit this past November. And Jarvis, he's the bass player, singer, leader of this band. That is his band. And he's out there selling his own merchandise. So, very good, just heavy metal band. I was a little familiar with him prior to that, and I remember him saying, "You're going to have a new favorite band when we're done here." And they went on and they did, I think, 7 tracks, and you're right, they're great. I was glad to meet him, chat with him, and chat about his other band that he manages and plays bass for, Cirith Ungol, a band that I've listened to since King of the Dead. Last one here, D. Dark Angel, Darkness Descends. I forgot to mention, this was their debut album from 2012, though this is a reissue that they did. He had all the new presses there. Dark Angel, thrash band, phenomenal thrash. This is just, I love this record. It's a British pressing on Under One Flag. 7 tracks. I think it's about 36 minutes. Just excellent metal. Gene Hogland, drummer extraordinaire. They're still doing something. They're trying to get another thing going. They've got an album on the way here. I think they've released 2 tracks from it so far. You guys can find it out there. Hoping they might even do some touring and come to some areas. I'll definitely drive down to Detroit for that one. So that concludes these guys here. Just a recap. 1, Obsession. N, Nightwish. E, Evil Dead. T, Trouble. Hellstar. Oz. UDO. Scanner. Agent Steel. Night Demon. And Dark Angel. So, a couple shout outs. I'll put those in the links below so you guys can check them out. Metal School, a channel on YouTube that goes into some in-depth university-type training on individual bands. You can learn a lot about some of the bands that you might remember back in the day, and he's done quite a few videos there. Another one, Metal Marty Mac, out of Ireland. Always doing metal from one end to the other, from heavy to doom to thrash to black and death metal. Can't forget Darcy, 6 Strings 9 Lives, and to go, he was one of the first ones that I started conversing with, and we talk metal all the time. And another one you can't go wrong with is Jürgen out of Germany, and his take on his channel. And then a new one out there, Christian. He relaunched a channel. He's only got 50 subscribers right now, 52 I think, just before I started here. And he's also talking, he's front to back vinyl, and he's got I think 4 videos up so far. So check him out. Let's get him some subscribers as well. So George, great job. You got a great channel going there, and I'm glad to have discovered you there and seen you out there, Metal Roundtable and everything. So another one good for you guys to check out if you get a chance on Tuesdays. Check out the Metal Roundtable. All right, cheers.